What's up guys, my name is Zero Heroes and welcome back to more Gates of Hell, and today we are back with the development diary of Gates of Hell, the Gates of Hell news update. Now if you would like to see more of these news update and stay up tuned with all the news, including the new Airborne DLC coming out very soon, then make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and we are trying to get to 3k before the end of the year. If we could do that, that'd be absolutely amazing, and we are actually really growing well, so keep it going guys, thank you very much for that. But today we are going to Dev Diary 149, almost like that. I can't believe it's almost 150 dev blogs of this game, which is kind of impressive when you really think about it, the amount of time that Gates of Hell have put time and effort into this game, which is really good. I know sometimes I give them slack, but the fact that they've done really well with this is amazing. So in this dev diary, we're going to be talking about storyline, a new feel to the game, which is actually one of the new things I'm really excited for, and then also the roadmap, you know, in Gates of Hell in the future, as well as some new exciting things about the faction, about a new faction coming to Gates of Hell. So stay tuned and let's just get straight into it. So it says, community members, now that we have announced the Airborne DLC for Gates of Hell, call terms Gates of Hell, I just said that really weird, we will take our time throughout a few blogs to tell you more about the project and fill you in on the history behind the missions it portrays. Curious? Keep reading. Now you might see my face cover up a few of the words, but you know, I will hopefully kind of time it well so my face doesn't got most of it up. Anyway, let's go to the first one, which is missions. So as revealed in the announcement, the DLC will contain 12 single player missions, 5 for the 82nd and 7 for the 101st Airborne Division. The map also created using a real life battlegrounds, but perhaps that goes without saying because Gates of Hell call to arms, that will always be the case. Missions will be also playable in co-op. Each of the missions will have a room for 4 players. That's really good actually, because a lot, as you know, actually all the campaign missions you can play in co-op and you can play with like 4 players, but I would like to extend, you know, I'd like to see Gates of Hell, you know, extend it more than 4 players, because let's say you have more than 4 players, you know, who would want to play Gates of Hell on a campaign and you're all kind of at the same level. It would be good to kind of maybe expand it to maybe 8 players, but at the same time it might not be great just because of the amount of lag it could be, so maximizing to 4 is actually quite good. I know there's some kind of difficulties, you know, not really good, you know, match between it, but I think that, you know, increasing the players would be good, but just not for gameplay wise. And the fact that they're bringing out so many single player missions is absolutely insane. Now, I'm pretty sure I saw that they were bringing out missions for Germans as well. I wasn't sure, but they're bringing out 5 for the 82nd and 701st. But I'm pretty sure I saw some missions bring out for the Germans as well. If there is, then let me know in the comments down below. But I'm pretty sure I did see them say that. But if not, then I'm completely talking out my ass, which I usually do, so apologies for that. But that's really good. They have a really good diverse kind of campaign, and it's completely different from the 82nd to 101st, which I really do love. So we'll really get to know about the backstory of the 82nd and 101st Airborne Division units. You see a nice pack, I think that's a pack 38 with the infantry here. So that was about missions. So let's now go into the storyline. So Call Terms Gates of Hell Airborne features a storyline that takes you from D-Day to the war's end at the Elbe River crossing. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, it's French. It features iconic missions well known to a large audience because the entertainment industry has reenacted them on several occasions. Some Hollywood productions are more historically correct than others, but the Airborne DLC were absolutely not following the entertainment industry. We use the actual records. Now that's actually really cool, because I like how they've kind of admitted, saying, you know, there is, you know, movies that from Hollywood that have been recreated, you know, from, you know, World War II and kind of these type of, you know, certain missions from the 82nd and 101st, you know, there is movies about that. But what they're admitting is that they're not doing it, they're not taking it from missions, and they're using their own data that they've collected and their own records that they've collected from, you know, the past and, you know, in the war, to put it in their own game. So it's really good that they're not just taking it from big shot, you know, movie companies and kind of putting it into the game, because as you know, as it said there in it, and you know, in the paragraph here, that not all of the entertainment industry has reacted them, or not all of them are correct. So, or some are more historically correct than others. So it's really good to know that Gatesville are kind of taking it in their own hands, not just copying off some big industry movie, which I really do like. As well as, you know, saying that it's really good just to see that, you know, it'll give us a really good idea to see how Gatesville kind of portray these kind of missions throughout, you know, the whole campaign and how it's different from movies. But the only thing movies I'm really think of, and I know people are going to probably cry at me or shout at me if I get these missions movies wrong, but I'm thinking of one of the big ones that actually you guys, the audience, said, which was Band of Brothers. I think you guys said a lot of it was Band of Brothers kind of movie, which a lot of you said when that trailer came out ages ago for the Airborne DLC. So I think it was Band of Brothers area or some other movie. And the one I'm thinking of, Saving Private Ryan, but again, that could be talking out my ass because I know there was like an airborne unit in that, but then I know I'm probably going to get that wrong. And I've seen that movie several times, but I probably know I've got that wrong. So correct me down below about Saving Private Ryan if it's kind of similar, but I'm probably wrong. The campaign will have several D-Day scenarios. Of course, they are market garden related missions, and it wouldn't be complete without the Battle of the Bulge. In the end, you even find yourself far inside Germany. That is really cool to see. The campaign has more variety than ever. As a result, it includes new voice lines for several situations, like when you meet French civilians in Normandy. We will highlight one of the campaign missions in the next blog. That is so cool to see. The fact that you're now entering Germany and the fact there's going to be new voiceovers for, you know, the French civilian, it's really cool to see what kind of French voices are going to hear. And I will definitely be showing and reviewing you guys what the French, you know, civilian voiceover sound like, because that'd be really cool. I'm going to also show you as well what the German, what it's like inside Germany at the time, all coming to the channel very soon, so stay tuned to that. But overall, really exciting stuff. So the new field, so this thing I'm actually really excited for. At the start of each mission, you'll be briefed on the strategic situation and your location. The voiceover and video show the general frontline situation. Like in previous campaigns, however, in the Airborne campaign, this will be different. The initial video does not provide tactical information and orders. In all of the Airborne missions, you will receive your tactical instructions and orders in the mission and not before. That's quite interesting. So as you know, in the other campaigns, you get this kind of, you know, you get a video that pops up and it tells you about, you know, what's happening. You know, you're getting tactical information and kind of how the situation evolves around, you know, you're getting objectives to capture a base or defend a base or whatever it is. But this time, instead of, you know, getting it before the video, what you're doing, you're actually getting it in the mission instead of, you know, before the mission. Now that's quite interesting. That's quite debatable. I do like the fact that you are able to, you know, get the knowledge and idea of what you have to do before the mission starts. But I also think it cool that you get to receive information about the mission, you know, when you're in the game, because that kind of suspends it. So that means, you know, you don't really know what's happening in the mission, so anything could happen. So I kind of like how you're kind of getting tactical instructions, you know, during the mission, which will change up the game a wee bit. It's definitely, it's not like all repetitive, like, oh, you have to take this objective, you have to take this objective. It's now just a wee bit different because you don't know what's to come, so you don't know how the mission is going to progress, you know, before you start it, which I really like. So I kind of like their approach to this, but at the same time, I do think it's good for audience members to know how, you know, what they're kind of walking into. But then again, if you're kind of the type of person that kind of likes to go balls deep in without knowing what the mission is, I think that's also a really good idea. So yeah, big props to Wargaming, to Gatesville for kind of making this a wee bit of a change. I hope they kind of do implement this in other missions. I think this will kind of change the gameplay a wee bit and definitely make it more exciting. So big thumbs up from me, Gates of Hell, and, you know, keep going on with your work, because I really do appreciate all your work for doing Airborne. I know I've given it some slack lately in my other video, but I really do think this DLC is going to turn out to be really good. So as a combination of narration and video, you'll get up to speed with the situation on the ground. Secondary objectives are sometimes added as you go along because the mission situation develops constantly. For your primary task, a video will be played to hand you the next part of your assignment. Many of the objectives will be hidden. Each will earn you a Steam achievement. Now, to be honest, I think Steam achievements are cool, but I also think they're pretty pathetic at the same time. I mean, it's like, oh, you achieved this Steam achievement game for Gates of Hell, and for people who don't play Gates of Hell, who the hell's going to care, and how the hell they're going to know? But for those people who are in the community that they see that, I think that's really cool. But I think, as I've said this before, they should do a system kind of like how Men of War 2 is, that you should be able to kind of unlock units through gameplay and through tutorials. And I like that kind of implementation of, you know, you have to play the tutorial to get better units. So, and that's what Men of War 2 does that Gates of Hell doesn't. So if they could add some sort of system like that, I think it'd be really cool. But I kind of see what they're coming from, because I think this is actually quite similar to the tutorial missions where you're going into the game and you're getting, you know, wee tutorial videos, or, you know, videos throughout the mission. So it's showing you what to do with, you know, how to, you know, set your troops up on a sandbag, or how to mount a machine gun. So there is videos, you know, on the tutorial missions that play throughout the game. And I think it's kind of similar to how this is being played. So I really do like the idea for that, but I also think, because I think this kind of ruins it a wee bit, not too much, but I think it ruins it because most of the time you're just going to see cinematics for about what objective and extras through the gameplay. And I think this kind of just kills the gameplay just because I think I'd rather, you know, go to one mission, and then once you've done it, then you're able to just go straight into it, instead of watching a scenario that, you know, that's just going to take ages to do or ages to watch, and by then I could probably set up my troops and start attacking or set up positions. So, but at the same time, I really see where they're coming from this, and I do really like the idea of them implementing videos during the gameplay. And yeah, as they said, you know, the situation develops constantly, so you don't really know what happens during gameplay. So I really like the idea of this, and I kind of feel 50-50 about it, but I am more positive about it than I am negative. Let me know what your thoughts on that below. Besides that, we've added some very famous names to the roster. This is not too hard because the records are rather detailed and not extensive. This way, we can also pay tribute to some of the most courageous men of World War II. An opportunity we will not pass up. Yeah, that is absolutely amazing to hear. The fact that they're able to pay tribute to the most courageous people of World War II is an absolute honor. You know, it's a great thing to do. So I really appreciate these guys doing it, and I hope they keep doing it for many years to come. And the last part of the video, which is roadmap. So we plan to release Airborne sometime in 2024, barring unforeseen situations. For future reference, you can always check Gates of Hell Call to Arms or Call to Arms Gates of Hell development roadmap on our community page. And then, did you know that the next faction DLC is already under development? We're moving discussions about this blog to our Discord server. You can join by clicking the banner here. So if you want to stay up to tune about what the next faction DLC below, then join the Discord, as you'll probably get all the news up to date, even about the Airborne DLC coming out. So there you go, guys. That is Development Diary 149, a bit more details about the Airborne DLC. What do you think about this kind of new system? You know, about the campaign, you know, about the instructions, the tactical instructions, and also, you know, seeing videos before you actually, you know, during the mission. Let me know what your thoughts on this kind of new way of doing it is. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know. But other than that, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching and our support. And also, I am thinking about doing a possible giveaway of when Gates of Hell when Airborne DLC does come out. I'm planning to do a possible live stream and give away, you know, 3 keys, you know, Steam code keys for Airborne DLC. So if you kind of want to stay tuned to that, I will release more information kind of later on, you know, during the months that sometimes are near to when the Airborne DLC will come out. But on that, guys, I will keep you tuned and everything you need to know on the community server. So make sure you look out for stuff on that as well. Other than that, thank you so much for watching and our support, and I will see you in the next video. See you later, and goodbye.